Tata, what do you think happened tonight? It seemed like Atlanta was playing with more enthusiasm, more urgently. You seemed slow and tired. What happened? The first sensation is that we were missing a gear against Atlanta, and that is at the end of the first half and the second half of the whole thing. It wasn't a game. It wasn't a match where I had an analysis of what happened. What happened is everything. I'd say that it was a night where the team went backwards from other matches, where we found positive moments in the team, even during hard times, like the other day in the second half when we had to defend. So today we were very lax in all of the lines, not only in the defense, middle, and offensive, and we were overcome, and they won well. No, truly. Yes, the conditions were favorable for us, more favorable for us than for Atlanta. But we could say that in the press conference yesterday, we spoke about the strange position that Atlanta finds itself in the roster and the positions. And they have the players, they have all the players that they should do. Almada, in the case, they make a completely different team. Good evening, Coach. I think that long trip a couple of days ago affected the physical state because Atlanta players were a little bit more forward. And how do you see Messi? They're guarding him or whatever. They're speculating that they're guarding him or whatever. I can't answer those speculations, but they don't have any merit. It's possible that the players that played the 90 minutes and the trip, that they could have paid for it at this point, but it's true that you could understand that in the last 20 minutes in the game, 25 minutes of the game, even though the first half was more even and we started better against them, and we had some chances, and in the second half we started seeing the difference. Or at the end of the first half, it is a physical reality for those who traveled, but the truth is that evidently we were missing a gear against the rival. Hello, Tata. This is one of 6 games that you've played in the last weeks. Is it a reflection of the team or of the calendar? When a team gets defeated like we did, it's an excuse to talk about the trip or the calendar or whatever. I don't want to hear it. We were in a soccer match. We had a better situation in the previous with Atlanta because of the moment that we were going through and where we are on the table, and we couldn't develop it, and we couldn't make it in 90 minutes. Hello, Tata. Giancarlo from Irish and School Boards. Against DC United, you played with 5 defense. You did that today. You played with 5 defense and a goal. I want to ask if that is becoming more complicated or difficult when you play 5 back, and do you defend with 4 and then midfield? There's 2 games that it has cost them to make a goal. It's probable, that we are finding some difficulties when the rivals have that scheme, have that system. We've confronted it well several other times. Obviously, we have to take this into account, what they say. There's 2 games in which it has happened, but independently from that, the games were different, the matches were different. Against DC, even though the result was a tie, I had the sensation that we were in the game, we were playing, we weren't suffering so much with their fast starts. There are a couple of situations that resolved well, but today it was a permanent sensation. So that's why I'm saying that we couldn't see the team in the same way as we saw them in the previous matches. You
when Atlanta had five. Why Kormashki, David Luiz, any other players? Why were they not able to play or enter?
Because for me it was a match where we had to find attack alternatives, and so there was no justification in putting in a changing midfielders or mixed midfielders like David or Benja. It wasn't a match where they would have felt comfortable or fulfill the needs of the team. So that's why Leo Alfonso, who could have been a substitution at some point. The other players are offensive players, Matias Rojas, Campana, Suárez, and Messi, is specifically, evidently, because we were 2-1 for a long time. And I believe that Inter Miami, it's not auspicious, it's not okay for the team to be broken. When they're broken, when you put forwards, I think that the chances are better for us to lose than to win, and we do that. We are a team that we have to control the match to attack and go back into lines of four to take advantage of the attacking players. And when we put too many attacking players and we break the team, and we have 4 or 5 in the front or 4 or 5 defending, clearly we are, from my point of view, doing things that are more favorable against our rival. Tata, good night. Fernando Espinosa for La Bola Sport New York. Beyond this defeat at home, what's the positive takeaway from this result here? Well, I think positive, there's nothing. The only thing that I can hold on to is the question that I asked before of how to solve the problem that we have with teams with a line of 5, a line of 4, which has happened to us twice already. The truth is that from tonight, the rest of it is none, because it was an unexpected performance. I haven't seen fatigue, or I didn't see symptoms of fatigue on Monday or Tuesday. If not, I would have been worried, and I would have thought of rotating the players more. But the truth is, the only one that I wanted to guard a little bit from Julian was Julian, because he had a lot of minutes, and I was thinking if it was okay for him to start or not. I believe that Matias Rojas physically was not good for him to start. So that is why we had a substitute. If we had other information, would have rotated the team a lot more. But I didn't see that. I didn't feel that. Coach, good evening. You broke in the inside Lobanitze, and he did 2 goals. Is there any indication to mark him in the zone or whatever? We had a problem at the beginning of the game that was the 2 outside players in the 2 contentions. And of course, the players, Giorgiano and Gutiago, who would come in on the inside from the outside in. So the idea was to correct that, to guard against that having Buque or Redondo to be a pivot, and Masgres and Taylor to make a 3 in the middle of the pitch, to try to press on one side or another, leaving on the free for the runner on the side of the player that was coming in, confronting Jordan or Wayne. So It cost us 25 minutes. When we stopped to drink water, we did a correction, and from there we fixed it a little bit. But that fast start, which is different from what I'm mentioning, happened, and there is a point in which a very high-level players, they're very good to withdraw because it was attack 3 against 4 or 4 against 4. There is a point in which you have to confront them to avoid the rebound. And in the second goal, the rebound was more important. That is why I think it went out of line, and that's why it came in. And that is, we came out, we went backwards fast, and we didn't do it in order, and converted 2 goals. Hello, Tata. A question, a little bit of what you have, and about what you were talking. It's not easy for Calixto to have 3 goals, and he had 3 too. I think it was a defensive problem or a general team. I think it was a general team problem. Midfield, no, everybody. Because now I'm mentioning problems in withdrawing and going back and losing the ball, which caused us to lose standing in the rival's area. In the first pass, when they did that fast movement with Valda or Jumpa, they should have lost the ball that all night. Evidently, it would have come to the goal, and they would have seen the next pass. So I don't think I think it's a general problem with the team. I think it was Cristo was very good. And Avilés defended the big spaces. Cristo played a very, very good game. Javier Rodriguez Fufana is a good thing to take. Cincinnati lost against Nashville, and you're still leaders. Why is the team so permeable beyond what have you seen beyond the line at 5? You use disconnect. Where did you see that disconnect? In 2 situations that I've just mentioned. One, the losses that we had. In front of that, we were not capable at that point to. Very few times during the game we could recover the wall, the offensive zone. The losses have come all the way down to our goal. And in the first half, because after the goal, of course, it was a game of us attacking, and Atlanta reacting. And in the first half that we were playing as 4, and we couldn't fix this problem, we couldn't respond well. One, in the first 30 minutes it happened, and then after the goal, and we had they had some very fast starts from a loss from us, and both motives. And we had a lot of places in the pitch that were imprecise, very strangely imprecise. We don't have that lack of focus. Generally, the rival was expecting 5-4, but Leo found a lot of time in the front of the goal to be able to kick outside of the area. I was not 5-4. I found DC more aggressive in the 5-4 than today. When you go back with a lot of people, and you don't have perhaps any intensity, that is just to go next to the next pass. But today we were strangely imprecise, unfocused. Thank you. Good night.